The carol today is "Good Christians all rejoice," thinking particularly about the line, "He hath opened heaven's door, and we are blessed for evermore." One of the most important parts of the Christian faith is that God is not distant, but that God has come near to the people whom he loves. The story of Pentecost, jumping a little bit further ahead, is that God comes and lives within each one of us. As we read the story of the Old Testament, for thousands of years, God has chased after the people he loved. He made a promise with the Israelites that they would be his people. They would be his chosen people, and he would chase after them continually. He would love them. He would pour out his blessings upon them. But being humans, they got things wrong, meaning they got divided and therefore separated from God. But that did not put God off. God loved them so much that he chased after them time and time again. The story of Christmas is almost a story of God putting his foot down and saying, "Do you know what? I'm coming as close to you as I can possibly get so that you can't push me away anymore." The story of Christmas is of God becoming a human. And I mean, just how remarkable is that? God, the source of all creation, the person who created the world, the person who lives in heaven, enthroned with all beauty and splendour and majesty, chooses to become a human. You'd expect him to be born in a palace with all sorts of riches, and yet he becomes a humble carpenter's son, born to a family of the house of David. It's in that simple moment, as God becomes human, as divinity takes on mortal flesh, the whole of heaven rejoices. And as our carol says today, the door of heaven is opened. We see the door of heaven being opened slightly for the people whom God loves at Christmas. The story of Easter that we'll celebrate in a few months' time is of that door being opened wide and all those whom choose to love the Christ child being welcomed in. As we celebrate Christmas, as we celebrate the start of that story that changes the world, we celebrate God and his love for us. We celebrate that God invites you to know the glory and majesty of heaven, not just when life is over, but right now, in this moment.